Home. The simple definition of this four-letter word is a place where one lives. But as I get older, I'm realizing that that simple definition isn't actually as simple as it seems. You see, about a month ago, I moved into my first apartment out of university, and as excited as I was, I kept feeling like something might be missing. At first, it was the basics. A bed, a kitchen table, don't forget the chairs. And then it was some lamps. I mean, we all hate the big lights after all. Then it was a couch, maybe a mirror next, or perhaps some plants to liven up the space. Piece by piece, this physical space of mine started to fill up. No longer is it an empty room, but now a livable space. Some may even say a home. But no matter how much I add to this space, I have yet to figure out the answer of whether or not I can truly call this place home. So, I have recently come to realize that no matter how much furniture or decor that I have, that doesn't necessarily make my place a home. I think when I first moved in here, I wanted to buy everything as soon as possible. I was trying to fill up this empty space in hopes that it would make this place feel more homey. And yes, it definitely has made things feel more cozy, more comfortable, but that's not really what makes a home a home. Despite all of this though, I am still going to decorate and make my place into a place that I want to be in and a place that is decorated to my liking. So today I'm finally going to start putting stuff on the walls because I feel like that really changes up a space and makes it feel put together. I bought this little ukulele holder. Don't really know if it's smart to hang this on the wall. I basically decided to use command strips for everything because I don't want to damage the walls. But this is not flat at the back, so I don't actually know if it's gonna hang well, but hopefully it works out, I guess. I don't know. I also really hope that everything ends up straight because I'm not really paying attention because I can't see from far away. So hopefully you guys can see if it's straight. If you're lucky, for the first 18 or so years of your life, you have a default home. Usually that's a room in the house you grew up in, and as you move out for college, you always know you have a place to come back to. But as you get older and eventually graduate, you enter into this new adult life. There's no more spring reading week, summer break, or those times between semesters where you can go back home. Suddenly, you're forced into forming a new definition of home. Sure, you may still have your childhood bedroom miles and miles away, but deep down you know it's not really your home anymore. It's your parents' home. And there's not a problem with that, it's simply what growing up means. Something about this looks very off. I think that this is a little bit too far protruded away from the wall, so I might just take it off. But how do we go about defining what home means to us in this new phase of life?
All right. Home sweet home. So as you can probably tell by this video, I've been thinking a lot recently about what home really means. And it kind of hit me that in our 20s, this is the first time for a lot of us that we have to come up with a new definition of what home really means. And who knows, maybe it's not that deep and I'm just kind of overthinking it. But it is really interesting because I feel like I have this collection of different definitions of what home means. My definition has really evolved over time. It started off first as a physical location. When I was a kid and growing up, home was always where my parents were. It was my bedroom back home, the place where I could have home-cooked meals, and where my dog was. And to be honest, even when I moved out for university, home was still where my parents were. It was my hometown. After all, in university, I moved every 4 months, and so it always felt like I was in this transitory state of moving from one place to the next. There's a lot of different ways to understand what the word home means, and when I first moved into this space, I thought that it meant making my space showcase my personality, making it into a warm, comforting space that reflects my vibe and my style. But now that I've pretty much done that, I've decorated my space. Even today I got this rug. You can't see it, but I will insert a picture. I feel comfortable in my space now, but it's still missing a level of warmth. And I'm not talking about the 2700 Kelvin lights because we have those. I literally made sure to intentionally use very warm light bulbs and orange lighting where I could to warm up the millennial gray of this space. Even though my space is decorated, it's filled up, it's missing something. And I've realized that that feeling is a feeling of homesickness. But I'm not homesick from my hometown back where my parents live. I'm homesick from honestly where I was most recently. So I've always been in and out of Canada and San Francisco. And when I was in San Francisco last time, I honestly just felt like that city started to warm up to me as feeling like home. But it wasn't the city itself, it was the people and the spaces where I felt like I could just show up and be me. So much so that I felt like I had more of that space there than any of the other places I've lived. Now that I've moved away somewhere new, I'm trying to redefine or add another definition of home to my collection of homes, I suppose. I think I'm starting to come to terms with the fact that home just has multiple different ways of being looked at. Home is a feeling that you get, whether that's from people or spaces that you're in. It's not really tied down to just one physical location as I once thought it was. I'm realizing that a lot of what home means to me now is being able to show up somewhere completely as myself. And that does happen to manifest itself in both physical spaces, people. It's not really just one thing. So I guess that now brings me to what I've been trying to do to make this new place, a new city, feel like home. And I think it started off by literally just going to bakeries and cafes around the area, just getting to know what spaces I like. And now I'm kind of in that phase where I'm trying to start to make friends again, whether that's going to different fitness classes or trying to look up different events and things like that. But it's also scary because being in my 20s, I know that I'm probably going to move again. This probably isn't going to be my forever home. And so this definition is just going to keep evolving and changing over time. And it's a scary but beautiful thing. It's okay for home to have this ever-changing definition. At the end of the day, your definition of home probably reflects the things that you value. I guess one last thing to close this off is for the people who are seeking that feeling of home, I hope you find the people and the spaces that let you up inside and make you feel fully accepted. And this isn't something that's easy to find, and it'll probably continue to evolve as you grow and as things change in life. But wherever you are now, I hope you try your best to make it feel like home, whatever that means to you.